Hastings, good morning to you. Let's get you all set up for this Monday, April 13th. We've got the weather you need to know about and, of course, a little peek back in time. Everything you need to get this week kicked off right. All right, let's kick things off with a little piece of local wisdom. It's kind of our weather joke of the day, too. Today's local dress code, Levy Park at noon, weather app by 4. You know, that pretty much perfectly sums up what we're in for today. Seriously. And I'm going to show you exactly why that advice is so spot on. The forecast today, it is absolutely a tale of two halves. We're starting off with like textbook spring perfection, but it's going to end with, well, let's just say a little bit of drama. Okay, first things first, the gorgeous part of the day. We are looking at a high of 75 degrees this afternoon. I mean, come on, that is classic Minnesota spring right there. The kind of day that just screams you have to take your lunch outside. And you know what? That comfortable feeling is going to stick around into the evening, too. We're only dropping down to a perfectly mild 52 for the low tonight. Just a really, really pleasant spring night ahead. So here's where it gets interesting, and it's all about the timing. You can see it right here. The rain chance is pretty much 0 for most of the day. But then, bam! After 4 p.m., it really starts to crank up, jumping from 50 to 70% as we head into the evening. The winds are going to stay pretty light, so the main event, the big story, is definitely that rain. Yeah, so the big takeaway is this contrast. I mean, look at this. Your morning and early afternoon, absolutely golden. We're talking partly sunny, warm, just fantastic. But once we hit late afternoon, those clouds are going to start building, and that's when we see that growing chance for showers and thunderstorms. And this is why you're going to want to switch from just soaking up the sun to maybe keeping one eye on that weather app. The National Weather Service outlook for us here in Dakota County says that a few of these storms could get strong, maybe even severe. So we're talking about the potential for some hail, damaging winds, heavy rain, and they haven't ruled out a tornado. So please, just be smart and stay weather aware later today. Okay. So with all that in mind, how do you plan your Monday to make the most of it and still be prepared? Let's put together a little game plan. It's super simple, really, just a 3-step plan. Number 1, light layers are going to be your absolute best friend today for that cool start and the warm afternoon. 2, if you have any outdoor errands or maybe you want to get that walk-in along the Vermilion River, do it in the first half of the day. And 3, pretty obvious, right? If you're heading out after 4 p.m., just make sure you've got the umbrella or a rain jacket handy. All right, you are officially all set on the weather. So now let's switch gears. We're going to crack open the Hastings time capsule and see what was going on in history on this very day, April 13th. We're actually going to be jumping around to 3 really different moments today. We'll start way, way back in 1818, then we'll visit a really important local event in 1889, and we'll finish up with something pretty dramatic from 1970. So, first stop, April 13th, 1818. This is the day when the U.S. flag, as we basically know it today, really started to take shape. A brand new version with the 13 stripes we all recognize and 20 stars, one for every state back then, was flown over the Capitol for the very first time. Pretty cool. Okay, now let's bring it much, much closer to home. On this day in 1889, there was a huge labor dispute going on, the Twin Cities streetcar strike, and it had a really volatile moment. After a big rally, an angry crowd actually blocked the streetcar tracks right there in Bridge Square and started pelting the drivers with stones, a really intense moment in local history. And for our last stop, let's jump to April 13th, 1970. This was a day when, the entire world was basically holding its breath. Almost 200,000 miles away from Earth, an oxygen tank on the Apollo 13 spacecraft just exploded. It crippled the ship and led to that absolutely legendary call. Houston, we've had a problem. And this quote just nails how that mission is remembered. They never landed on the moon, obviously, but the fact that they made it back safely? What a breathtaking triumph of human ingenuity. NASA famously dubbed it a successful failure because everything they learned from that crisis totally reshaped how they thought about safety for every single space mission that came after. So when you think about it, from the birth of a national symbol to intense local struggles to a near disaster in the blackness of space, April 13th has really been quite a day through the years. Kind of makes you wonder, right? What kind of history are we going to make today? Thanks so much for joining us, Hastings. Have a great and safe Monday.